Welcome back to the Smiths Fitness YouTube. Bit of a recap video this one because I'm not filming this at the same time as doing the stuff that's in the video. But it's been a good training week, or at least last week was. We started off with a strength session Monday morning, getting things out of the way, front squats. We worked up to a heavy single at 120 and then a heavy single at 130, which definitely started to buckle me a little bit. If you've ever done heavy front squats, you get to that point where your front rack starts folding down. At least for me, it's never normally leg strength. It's normally upper back falling downwards. After that, we had a bit of a play around with this back extension, good morning, safety squat bar combo. That was pretty tough. If that was easier to set up, I would do it more often. It's a great exercise, but it's just not there and ready to go. So it's not going to take the place of something like a Romanian deadlift or a simple good morning, but it is a variation that is very handy and very useful. After that, we did some dumbbell rows, some dumbbell bench press. I managed to get the 40s out for 10 reps. Now, there was a time either late last year or earlier this year that I couldn't bench press the 42s for 3 reps. And I did the 40s for 10 reps. And I did them again for 10 reps today. So I'm pretty happy with that. That's progress. Some pull-ups, if I didn't mention those. And then playing around again with some of our equipment, using the Swiss bar, chucking it upstairs on top of the squat rack and doing some neutral grip chins. I find it tough to do chins with the old broken wrist, bionic wrist. Just that bottom position with my palms supinated I wouldn't say it doesn't hurt, but it's not comfortable. So overhand or neutral grip is the way for me. And that was Monday. So on Wednesdays, I jump in with the crew and do our group cross-training session. Lockie takes that session, I partake in that session, and it is our big bench press day when it comes to our lifts. So we worked up to 3 sets of 5 on the bench press. I think my heaviest set was 102 for 5, which is probably on the lighter side, but I'm slowly starting to stack a few good weeks of training. So hopefully we can start pushing that upwards a fair bit, because that's not that strong, is it really? After that, we had kickstand kettlebell deadlift and some tempo bench. I'm really enjoying the tempo bench, taking like 4 or 5 seconds, lowering that bar, touching the chest, making sure you're nice and accurate, getting really skilled at bench press is what the tempo bench is for. Using about, I think it was 85, maybe 90 kilos for 3 sets of 5 on the tempo bench. Then we had dumbbell rows and I think heel elevated goblet squats, if I can remember correctly. You'd think I would know, given that I write that program. After that, we had a pretty awesome workout. It was a 25-minute AMRAP. We had a block run as a buy-in, and then it was 15 calories, 7 ground to shoulder. So for me, that was a power clean. 7 shoulder to overhead, which started as a push press, but ended up being a split jerk. And then 7 toes to bar. It was a pretty tough workout for me. I went that little bit heavier. So there was a little bit of like looking at the barbell going, oh, I'm going to lift you soon, but not right now. So there was a little bit of that. But overall, another great Wednesday. I love ripping in with the Wednesday crew in the mornings. It's a great session. I'm really enjoying that session at the moment. Then we get to weightlifting. Weightlifting on a Thursday with the crew again. Troy programs this one. And we did some pulls. We did some triples for our snatch. I managed to double 90 kilos. I got 2 out of the 3 lifts, but I'm pretty happy with that. 90 is kind of like my training max, if you would. I've done 100 a few times when it comes to a snatch. So 90, I'm happy with that. I haven't tripled it yet, but I'm coming for it. And my goal for this month is 95 on the snatch, which I think I should be able to do. After that, we did some clean and jerks, and I'm still working on my split jerk. It's just a movement that I've never been very comfortable with. I've never been super strong at, and it's definitely lagging behind my clean. I can clean probably up to 120, 125 at the moment, and 100 kilos is probably where my jerk is at the moment, being realistic. So I've got some work to do when it comes to getting that bar over my head. But I'm very happy with the snatch. On Saturdays, I coach our 8 a.m. session, and I normally jump into it as well. I got there early on Saturday to test out some every 3 minute on the 3 minutes kind of workouts, and just piece some, what would you call it, little intervals, workout intervals, piece some together for the crew to do later on. So I did a couple of rounds at around 6 or 7 a.m. Then we jumped into a couple of strength movements. I did some light deadlifts, some light bench press, and some pull-ups, and then we were into those, what I like to call 3 moms. The idea behind them is to work at a higher than normal work rate, knowing that you've got a little bit of rest. So we're trying to program a piece of work that takes around 2 to 2.5 minutes to complete. You get the rest of that 3rd minute to rest. So it might be a minute, it might be 30 seconds, hopefully no shorter than that. And then you go again every 3 minutes. So the idea is to work that little bit harder, knowing that you've got the rest, kind of like a running interval. And then when we go back to our typical workouts that are, like 15, 20, 25 minutes long, we have a higher work capacity. So we jumped into them, and that was a great way to finish off the week of training. So there you have it, guys. A bit of a recap of my training week. I'm hoping to make a few more YouTube style videos. I'm not really set on the format at the moment, so it's kind of going to be anything and everything. If you've got any suggestions or you've watched this far, make sure you like, subscribe, chuck us a comment, tell me what you did last week with your own training, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.